Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and today's bonus content, which is going to be an arrow sandwich Sudoku. I'll come back to that in a moment. I do want to tell you a few things going on just at the moment. Thanks very much to James Charles for his very intriguing shout out in the middle of his video yesterday. You're very welcome if you've come over here from James Charles's channel. And we are delighted with that acknowledgement from an unexpected quarter, hence our tribute puzzle to him earlier today. So enjoy that. Now, Patreon, fantastic. We've got new content today. A puzzle by Prasanna Seshadri, who is, I think, the chair or very high up in the World Puzzle Association. He's sent us a 9x9 Sudoku that packs in more variants than you could possibly believe could be done in such a puzzle. So have a look at that over on our Patreon site. Do join us as a Patreon. Please subscribe if you haven't, although subscription's going fantastically. But we are also very keen to promote Mitchell Lee's Miracle Sudoku that Simon solved the other day. If you have a means of tweeting, Instagramming, Snapchatting that, let people know, because people deserve to know about that astonishing puzzle, in my opinion. And Simon agrees. Now, all of that said, this puzzle has come in from Ash and his girlfriend Sarah, and we're very grateful to them. I think this is a first-time compilation. They've been working on this together until they thought it was in good shape to send to us. And as I said, it's a arrow sandwich Sudoku. So it's combining arrow Sudoku rules in which numbers along the arrow add up to the digit in, or to the number, let's say for this puzzle, in the circle, and sandwich Sudoku in which the number outside the grid shows for that row or column the sum of the digits between 1 and 9. So those are the rules. Now this is a little unusual in that some of the arrows go outside the grid, and what this is going to mean is that, for instance, in this column, well, this number could be larger than 9, but it's going to be the sum of the first two cells in that column. Same here, and here we're adding actually one of the sandwich clues that we don't even know what that clue is yet, but it's part of this 21 sum, which is also a sandwich clue. So pretty complicated stuff going outside the grid. Now, because it does that, our software is not ideal because we won't be able to write in the numbers in these circles, I'm afraid. So I'm going to be doing it in our software because I'm so used to the controls and memorizing those numbers as we go along. Once I get them, if I get them. I will also provide a link to the puzzle as Ash sent it to us on Penpa, in which the controls are a bit different, but you can enter numbers in those cells. So that's what we're going to do. That's why there's two links below the grid. It's the same puzzle in the two different interfaces. All of that said, feel free to solve the puzzle before you watch this, but I'm going to try now. Let's get cracking. So, where do we start? We've got a very interesting 3. 3 is useful in that between the 1 and 9, you can only have 3. You can't make it up of 1 and 2 because 1 and 9 are already there. So somewhere in this row is a run of 931 or 139. I'm actually going to green these cells that can't possibly contain part of that 3-digit combination. So green in this puzzle is going to mean it can't be in the sandwich, or rather, sorry, it can't be where 1 and 9 is. That's what it's going to mean. So in a 32 clue, that's a nice large number, very near the maximum 35, but it means that outside the 1 and 9, you can only have the single digit 3. So we've either got 1 there, 1 and 9 in those two and 3 there, or 1 and 9 in those two and 3 there. And 32 on the arrow, that's got to be useful. So the maximum it could be is 9 and 8 there, 9 and 7 here because of the 8 in the row, and that would be 33. So we've only got kind of 1 degree of freedom. So these two are from 9, 8 and 7, and one of them must be a 9. These two are from 9, 7 and 6, and one of them must be a 9. Ah, yeah, and that combines with this 3 clue. So the 9 in this row has to be in one of these two cells. And therefore the sequence of 9, 3, 1 either goes 9, 3, 1 there, or 9, 3, 1 there. So I'm going to pencil mark in those 3s and those 1s, because they're the only places they can be in the row. In fact, in a way, that gives me 2 green cells there, which I'm going to colour in. And I should remember that where we get givens that aren't 1s and 9s, I can colour them in too. So, you know, it looks like we've done a bit more than we've really done. Ah, yeah. So this 32 needs either a 1 or a 9 in these two cells, as we were discussing. And we clearly know that's not 9, because in this box, that's in those somewhere. So one of these is a 1. One of these is a 9. Lots of these cells are now green because they can't be 1 or 9 because they're kind of restricted in the box. Ah, and this 0 clue, that has to have 1 and 9 together. So in fact, this cannot be a 9 here because the cells either side of it can't be a 1. Brilliant. So let's make that green, get 9 out of that cell. 9 definitely goes in this cell, and we've placed a digit. It doesn't actually determine the 1 in column 1, but nonetheless, that's something. Maybe that 0 clue can go further for us. No, because they could both be there. Oh, that's irritating. Okay, I thought it maybe could, but I don't think it can. What else have we got then? Well, this cell is an intersection between 2 0 clues, and it's right in the middle of a box. So if that was a 1 or 9, this 0 clue says it would need a 1 or 9 on either side, but this 0 clue said it would need a 1 or 9 there, and that's too many, so this one can't be. And now this one's isolated in its column, and that can't be a 1 or 9. This one's isolated in its 0 row, so that can't be. So 1 and 9 are either in those two or in these two, because they're either in those two for row 7 or they're in those two. And now we're determining that if they're in those two, these two would be a 1 and 9, and they can't be because we've got a 23 clue. So, bam, all of these can't be 1 or 9. We know where the 9 and 1 are now in row 7. And in fact, where the 3 is. We can put them all in. Let's get the other clues out of there. This is 6 or 7. We still don't know quite what's happened to which one of these two is maximum and which one isn't. But that's provided a bit of information. So the 9 in this column must be in one of these 3 with a 1 right next to it. It doesn't help that much. It's irritating. Okay, this 1 though, that fixes this one. That is good. So then we can put 3 there, 9 there, get rid of the 9 there, make that green. I suppose all of these are green because they're in a column with a 1 and 9. And now this 0 clue is helpful. We can fill in the 9. A couple more green cells. And in the 23 column, the 1 is up here somewhere. Ooh, the 9's there. So we need at least 4 cells to make up 23. Yeah, 8, 7, 6 would be 21. But I don't know which of these the 1 is in. Sorry, I'm going to have to pause for a cough now. I'll be back in 1 second. Right, sorry, I stepped away to get myself a drink as well to try and keep the cough at bay. Now, where were we? We were up here looking at which of these 1s might help, maybe? Or do we need to go somewhere else? No, let's look at these 0. We had a 0 intersection there and it was very helpful. There's another one here. 0 in this row, 0 in this column. This one cannot be a 1 or 9 given its position. Again, it would need both a 1 or 9 here to make 1 0 clue and 1 on either side of it. That would be too many. So once we've put green there, that isolates this cell in a 0 row. That can't be 1 or 9. This cell is isolated in a 0 column, so that can't be either. Now, tempted to make this one green as well, but that is not in a 0 row or column, so I don't have the right to do that. Okay, what else have we got now? We've got 9 here and 9 here. Don't know, that doesn't necessarily help. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. This can't be a 1. No, okay, that's not useful. These two cannot be 9 and 1. And whichever one isn't 9 or 1 isolates the other. And they can't be 9 or 1 because there's already a 9 in the box. So, actually, we can put in 1 or 9 here. And one of them either side is the other 9 or 1 for the box. You can green out all of those. And in this column, this is not 0, clearly. It adds up these two cells. It's got to be at least 3. So the 9 doesn't have a 1 next to it, but 1 could still be here or here, couldn't it? Interesting. Now, this 1 or 9's in a 23 column. That's got to have 4 green cells. They're fixed. Brilliant. So now we can fill in this 1. Yes. Yes, we can. Let's get rid of the 1 from there and make it green to keep the OCD people happy. I will put that as a 9. Don't know which side the 1 goes. Ooh, interesting now. I mean, I love how different all these bits of logic are. They're just working on different stuff all the time. Oh, look at this. Of course, this cell adds up these two. What have we got left? 2, 6, 5, 7, 8. 2 and 6 is 8. Yeah, it's got to be that. So 2 and 6 makes 8. So these ones are 5 and 7. There's got to be an 8 now in these 3 cells because of the 8s in rows 7 and 9. 8 cannot be on this arrow because 8 plus 2 ones would be more than a single digit. So although we've got possibly more than single digits up here, this one has to be a single digit because it's in the puzzle. So 8 is there. Okay, now what? This 23 is quite interesting. These 4 add up to 23. Okay, so they're the outies in this column have to add up to 12. So this can't be 6 because that's already got to be at least 5. That would be too many because you can't have another 1. So that's the 2. 6 there. So, and it can't be 2, 5, 5 as the 3 outies adding up to 12. It has to be 2, 7, 3. So that 5 goes there. Still don't know about this arrow. Now, 5, 8. Now okay, we understand the 23 clue as a sandwich is 4, 5, 6, 8, and they add to 23. But the 23 arrow clue has to be 3 of them. This one's 2, 4, 7, or 8. I don't know, is that too much? These are from 4, 5, 6, and 8. I don't know. Oh, hang on. Look, let's limit things a bit more. We've got 8 and 4 in this column. So this 12 sum can't be 8 and 4. It clearly can't be 3 and 9. So it's 5 and 7. We can actually fill them in because we've got a 5 down below. That's fixed this as an 8. So this arrow now needs that to be a 6 to make 32. Get rid of all the 8 possibilities there. And the 7 out of there. Now, I have to do a bit of maths, I think, now. Oh no, hang on. Let's put off the maths for a moment. That's 2 or 6 for the row, for the column, I mean, because 7 goes in here. So these two are 4 and 8. Okay, I've put off the maths for long enough. So 3 and 1 already in the 23 is 4. The rest add up to 19. If this was a 2, these add up to 17. They've got to have the 5 in. It's the only odd digit available. And then 4 and 8. So that's possible. 8, 5, 4, 2. If this was 4, numbers on the arrow don't have to be different. These would again have to add to, well, they'd have to add to 4, 8, 15 this time, including the 5. Oh, 4 and 6. Darn. Okay, so I don't know how to resolve that yet. I'm going to have to do that sum again later, which is irritating. Anyway, now 23 in this row. Those 4 add to 23, plus the 1 and 9 is 33. Again, the outies have to add to 12. 8 is going to be too much for that. 8 to 2, but that would have a repeated digit. So 4 and 2 or 2 and 6. So unfortunately, we don't know which way round they work, but these innies are 3, 5, 7, and 8. Is that 2 or 6 telling us anything here? 3, 7, 5, 9. Not really. It'd be great to eliminate that as a single digit, but can't do that yet, I don't think. No, not quite. 3, 1, 9, 8, 7. So that's 2, 4, 5, or 6. Oh, actually. Oh, yeah, no, it can't be 2. Right. Does that mean... Oh, I've missed this entirely. Sorry. 8 there, 8 there. We can place this 8. And that's made the sum work. So that's now 12 up here. We need 11 more. Has to be 4, 5, 2. Sorry. I was doing kind of contingent maths when it really wasn't necessary. We can fill all those in. Okay, but at least we've got some progress there. Now, what about this? Is this 21 arrow any help? Not really. No, I think we're going to need more stuff to be eliminated from that. We've done this 12. We've done that 23. We've done 32 both ways as far as we can use it. Ah, this 0. Oh, look at that. Why didn't I spot this? This 0 clue says this can't be a 1 or 9 because it would need 1 next to it. Sorry, you've been shouting that at the screen for about 10 minutes and there we go. So now we can fill in the 1 in this column. That's quite interesting because I think it's going to mean this number has to be more than 10 up here for sure. Actually, maybe we can rule out the 2. 2 and 8 is 10. For these 3 to add to 9 or 10, they'd have to be 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 5. Oh, it's just possible. This cell for the row is 2, 3 or 6. It can't be 9 because that would make this too big. That's the sum, remember, of these two. So can that be 3, 4 or 7? Well, it can't be 3, but it could be 4 or 7. I'll take the 2 out. Those are the possibilities. So it could still be 4, 2, 3. No, then 2, 7's not possible. There's no way this can be a 2 because 7's going to make the number too large for that to be a 2, and 2 itself would require 4, 2, 3. So that's a 6. That fixes this 2, 6 over here. Still don't know which of those is a 1. In fact, does that 1 help? No, we don't really have a sandwich here. So what can this be? 2, 4 or 8? I think we've decided it can't be 2 based on this sum. Is that all it can be? 1, 9, 6, 5, 7, 3, yeah. So that's 4 or 8. So this sum is either 10 or 14. If it was 10, 7, 2, 1 doesn't work. 4, 2, 4 doesn't work. 4, 5, 1 doesn't work. This sum is 14. Excellent. So How does that work? 7, and this could be 2 or 5 and 3 or 4. 4 would need 10. Well, that could be 3 and 7. Okay, so that sums 14. It's quite easy to remember that given the 8, 6 are placed. But I can't resolve it. Oh, but what are the outies? 14 plus 1 and 9 is 24. 38. Oh, the outies are 7. But they could be 2 and 5 or 3 and 4. Well, let's fill in the possibilities. Because of the 2 down there, they're slightly reduced. Still don't quite know. Now, what about this? Oh, look, yes, 1 here and 1 here. None of these can be a 1. They're all in the same box. They all have to be different. They're 4, 3, and 2, and this is 9. Because that's the minimum number you can make with 3 different numbers that aren't 1. So 4 here. This is a 2, 3 pair. That resolves this as a 6. This is a 7. These 2 add up to 5, just like those 2 do. So again, that's 3, 4, 5, and that's 2, 3, or 4. Wow. Okay, 2 and 5 to place in that row. Don't know how. This is a 9. Useless 9. It's in a row and column with no sandwich clues. Pity that. This 9 is in a row with, first of all, a 0 clue. So I can green that cell. But it's in a column. Again, this has got to be a positive number. So the cell, these are obviously all green because they're 8, 2, and 3. This one, by the way, has to be 1 or 9 with a 1 or 9 flanking it. Now, could this be as low as 6 or 7? By which I mean, if I put a 1 here, I'm encasing 6 or 7. Can this number be as low as 6 or 7? Yes, 3 and 4, but we've used the 4, so no, it can't. 3 and 3, 5 and 1, that's not possible, no. So this is not a 1. This must be 1 or 9 as well. And in this column, actually, we've got a 21 clue. Now that's got to have at least 2 outies, so this is not a 1 or 9. And that's great for row 1. Where are we going to put 1 or 9 to encase 12? Got to be here and here, because here wouldn't give enough room to either side. So that one's green. This is, that's 9. Oops. Sorry, let's do that as a number. That's 9, because that one must be the 1. We can green that. This, I want to say it can't be a 1, but I don't actually. Oh yeah, no, look, let's fix the 1 and 9 at the bottom. Excellent. Where does 1 go in this column? This could certainly be here or here. Oh no, it couldn't be here because it can't make 21. We need at least 3 green cells, and in fact 2 of them are as low as a maximum of 8, so the next 2 have to be green, and we can put 1 in here. Perfect. Wow, this is a nice puzzle. I love the way it's working. That finishes off 1 there, and I think we have completed suddenly all our 1s and 9s. So I know some of you don't like it if I don't complete the colouring. So those are green. There we go. Right, so we've got all the 1s and 9s placed. That is a significant start. Now this 21 clue, the outies on a 21 clue have to add to 14. So it must be 6 and 8. That's a very useful head start on the numbers part. Let's get rid of 8s out of there. Oh, now what about this 21 arrow? It's 9 plus that. Oh no, this is confusing. Something's gone wrong here. Oh no, you're kidding me. How has this gone wrong? 35 between the 9 and 1. Oh, you are joking. Was there a 7 possibility here? 5 and 2. Let's see how much I can undo. Okay, some people wanted a blooper video. This is a lot like one. Oh man, what a dingbat. Right, let's see where I was. I was here when I concluded that this 4 plus something, that this couldn't be a 1. And I think I've just gone a long way to prove that's wrong. But let's prove that it could be a 1. If this is a 3, there's a 5 here and a 2 here and a 7 here. Bang. Why not? Why did I not see that possibility? Because I didn't think this could be as low as 2 for some reason. But that works perfectly. Okay, is there a simpler way? Well, I mean, I guess, you know, it all proves... Okay, whatever this number is, it can't be big enough to let the 1 be up here. That is pretty clear. Because the maximum it could be is 6 here and 8 here is 14. And once you've got an 8 here, that's too many for 14. So there's just no way this can be a 1. Right. So now we have to have a 1 here to go for this 12 clue in the top row. Let's go green there. What a mess. Now, 9 is one of these, but I don't know which one at this stage. 12 could be made. Oh, I do, because 8, 4 and 7, 5 have gone as possibilities. So 12 has to be 2, 4, 6. So that's 9. Wow, that bit was right. Okay, didn't expect that. We know from this, from the fact that this clue cannot be 35 in the sandwich clue here, adding up to a total of 21, that this one is not a 1. So we can fill in 1 down here. And this is better, right? And we know this now can be 3. This is a 2, 5, making 7 in that sandwich clue. We've got 8, 6 and 7 to place in the middle. This one can't be 8. This and this can't be 2. In fact, this one has to be a 4, doesn't it? Because there's a 6 in its box. So, right, now we've got 21 in column 5 here. And the outies make 14. So it could again be 6 and 8. That would give us a 1 here. No, I mean, we've got either a 1 here or here is what I mean. 6, 8 there. That would be 7 here. This would have to be 3. I don't think 1 can be here. Oh no, 6, 8, 1, 3. Okay, not quite sure what I'm seeing there. Can 1 be here? Then this number would have to be, with 9, this number and this number would have to make 21, because this number would be the same as this, and that would have to be a 6. Yeah, if this was 6 and there was a 6 up here, then that could be 1, but that's clearly not possible because we put 6 there. So this is 1. Now the outies do add up to 14 in column 5. That's an 8. This 6 has become a 7 long ago. I don't know why I keep not acknowledging that. This is now 3. We get a 4 here. Now 12 plus 9. So we've got a 9 as the sandwich clue in column 4. And that must be 2 after the 3, 4, and then 1. Okay, so now we can get going with the green, well, we can fill in the last 1, get going with the green colouring to keep ourselves happy. There we go, that's a better arrangement of the 1s and 9s, and we're all working now, and maybe we can even finish off. Let's see, 8, 6, 2, 7, 9, 1. 3, 4, 5 in a triple down there, so that's 2. This is 5 and 2. Yeah, that 9 works. 2, 1, 5, 9, 6, 8. 4, 3, 7 here. 698417. So this is 235 in a triple, and this one must be 7 now. Now have we still got, oh yeah, we've got to make these add up to 7, haven't we, for that clue? I think we've used everything else. So the rest, apart from that, the rest is just ordinary Sudoku, I think. This is 3 or 5, this is 3, 4, 5. This isn't 7, okay. This is 3 or 4, so we've got a 3, 4 pair, or rather 2s pointing at both those cells. So this is 2. So now we can do that 7 sum. Excellent. Get 4 down here. 3, 5. 6, 3 here. This is a great puzzle. I mean, I love the way it all comes together. Even though I botched it up, it doesn't stop me adoring the puzzle. Thank you very much, Ash and Sarah. That's a fabulous bit of construction, really. Just enough clues, obviously, and look at that. Finally, we're done. I think it looks right now. I mean, I can press check to make sure that we haven't got any rows and columns wrong, but it won't check the arrows and sandwiches. Okay, we're fine so far. But there we go. Happy with that. What a nice puzzle. Hope you found that entertaining. It's very much thank you for watching and for joining us. Hope you had a go at the puzzle as well. And all of those things I mentioned before, subscribe, Patreon, merchandise. Look at that phone case. I love it, but there we go. I would. Lovely to have you with us. Hope you stay safe, and we hope to see you soon on the channel again. Bye for now.